And Europe's Ryder Cup captain Luke Donald joins us now from PGA National. Luke, when you look at the PGA Tour this year, it's got to be pretty encouraging with Aberg and McIlroy and Sepp Straka and Thomas Dietrich winning. It's all got to be very encouraging, but I'm guessing you're not engraving the Ryder Cup trophy yet.
Yeah, thanks, Eamon. Yeah, great start, great momentum. Really happy to see so many Europeans winning. But it is early. You know, we have another 7 months to go or so, and 4 major championships and a lot of golf to be played. So not getting too far ahead, but it's a really nice start. And certainly as a captain, that puts a smile on my face.
Luke, for us, the Ryder Cup news cycle is basically a 2-year endeavor. As captain, how soon are you starting to do team camaraderie type events with dinners on the road or other ways to get guys together who may be a part of the team this fall?
Yeah, this has been going on. Obviously, this is my second go around, so I feel a little bit more comfortable in the role and know the guys already. The communication is always ongoing, and that will continue. You know, I think this process started quite a while ago, to be honest, for New York. So I'm constantly talking to the guys, messaging with them, and keeping them sort of in the loop. And I think they appreciate that. They like to know what's going on and what the feeling is and what the kind of general plan is. Obviously, this is a wider group of people, but I think all pros like to kind of be kept in the loop. So I'm trying to do that as much as possible.
It's not only a wider group of people, Luke, but I guess also people at very different points with their game right now. I mean, Victor seems to be struggling a little bit. Jon Rahm isn't playing on the PGA Tour, so he's not around these guys as much. Is it a little trickier at this time of the year to try to keep that team-building momentum going because you have to be so sensitive to how guys are in very different positions?
Yeah, I think I'm very sensitive to know that everyone reacts differently. Some people like to know things. Some people want to sort of just be left alone. And I've sort of built up those relationships over the last 3 years with this captaincy. So it's understanding those personalities, how to react with them, how to converse with them and kind of get them in the right spot. But yeah, it does. It takes up a lot of time where I'm trying to figure out the best way to get them in the right kind of frame of mind. And yeah, I sort of see John, whenever I see John, I try and make an effort to go see him, if it's at majors or, when he is over here, I'm not seeing him as much. So I am obviously communicating with him outside of that too. And Victor, another one, I'm not really too worried about Victor. He's a stud. He's going to play. He's going to start playing great, and he's not really that far off, to be honest, if you look at the stats. So, yeah, I'm keeping an eye on everyone with a point of trying to get the best 12 players to New York.
And you're going to need those 12 best players at the top of their game going into New York. If you look at the Ryder Cup record of the road team dating back to 1997, they are 2-11. Both those wins by Team Europe in 2004 and 2012. When we had Paul McGinley on last week, I asked him if this is one of the hardest things to do in sports is to win a road Ryder Cup. He didn't take the bait. I'm curious how you would characterize the task at hand for you guys in New York.
Well, I wouldn't have taken it on if I thought it was easy. I think it's going to be very challenging. The stats, the results in the past show that. But I was a part of those 2 Ryder Cups in 04 and 12, so I got to experience what it is to win away. And certainly a lot of learnings were made, and I've talked to a lot of the captains that are involved and the people that are involved and tried to get a sense of, what was the difference. And, obviously I'm collating all this information just to give us the best opportunity to do that. You add New York crowds and the atmosphere that we're going to have, and it's going to be a tricky challenge. But, again, it's my job to kind of give the guys the best opportunity to succeed.
Does the absence of clarity in terms of what's going on with the general future of the game in any way complicate the job for you these days, Luke?
Yeah, I would say there's been a few little differences this captaincy than last. Obviously, 2 of the guys, Jon Rahm, Tyrrell, have gone to live. And as you said before, it makes me having to do a little bit more communication. I'm in touch with them a little bit more than I would because I'm just not seeing them as much on the road. So little things like that are changed, but again, it's all part of the captaincy. It's not meant to be the easiest task, especially when you're playing away. And with everything going around in golf, there are challenges at times, but again, that's up to me to sort of manage those.
Luke, we always assume the winning captain has all the answers. The losing captain made a couple crucial missteps, and that's why things play out. You've lived it as far as being a winning captain on home soil. How replicable is that playbook when you go on the road in 2025, or are there going to be some very materialistic type changes for what you have to do from Rome to New York?
Well, it is a different challenge. A lot of the advantages we had in Rome, the crowd, the people behind us, all the energy that we felt, that will be a disadvantage now. That will be on Team USA. So that, it's a different strategy is needed for an away Ryder Cup. We certainly have things in place, a good template of things that we go to that have been successful for us for 20, 30 years, when we play home Ryder Cups, but we haven't been as successful away. And it's up to me to kind of figure out how to turn those disadvantages into advantages. And, it's not an easy process, but it's something I've certainly been working on for the last 6 months, year or so.
And Luke, long before you became a captain, you were a past champion here at the Cognizant Classic across the street at Mirasol back in 2006. If you win again this week, is there any prospect you'll pick yourself as a playing captain at the Ryder Cup?
Well, there's a lot of ifs and buts there, Eamon. This is my first PGA Tour event of the year. It's obviously I'm playing a limited schedule. I still like to work on my game and work hard at it, but juggling the captaincy and playing is quite tricky. And I'm not sure if my individual playing is at the top of my priority list right now. But I do like this golf course. I love this event. Cognizant stepping in last year. And this is an event on a golf course where I felt like you don't have to overpower it. It's more about good iron play, get hot in the putter, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully have a chance on Sunday. But again, it is difficult when I'm playing so few events to get that competitive sort of momentum going when I'm not playing as much.
Well, you were runner-up at PGA National in 2008. If you won this week, though, I'd say just hang it up the rest of the year. You could say you were undefeated on the PGA Tour in 2025. So dare to dream big this week. We'll be rooting you on, Luke.
All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.